I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we're Sisters of the South. We're back with another video, guys. First, we want to remind everyone to please hit the like button at the bottom of the screen and subscribe for true crime content every week, which is absolutely free. It helps us get more content out to everyone.
Our goal is actually for 500 people. We would like that to be within the next 30 days if possible. We are at about 337 as of today. So we'd like to hit that 500 mark soon. And so the more that you watch our content, the more you like it and share it, the more it gets us in an algorithm and it keeps pushing our content out. So we appreciate all of you for watching. We appreciate our subscribers, and we just want to get more information out to as many people as possible.
Yeah, guys, please share with your friends. We would love to hear read some comments from you guys.
We love the comments.
Yes. And we want to give a shout out. First, I need to give a shout out to my daughter who won her first basketball game today.
Yay, she did.
She was so excited and just wanted me to mention it. And then we need to mention SoFly. SoFly! They do beautiful work, guys. If you need embroidery, it's an embroidery company here in Houston that we know very well, and they take care of our merchandise.
They do.
So we're going to play a little video for you.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is how...
All right. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please go check them out. They're amazing.
Got the best customer service in Houston. They're a small family company that does wonderful work. So please go check them out, and they'd be happy to help you with any personalization that you may need.
Yes. So, with all that being said, let's get started.
Yeah, so we're going to talk today about a case that happened in Midlothian, Texas. Midlothian is just south of Dallas, a small, cute little town, neat little community. And they had some devastation happen there back in 2016. So we want to share this information out with you because this case has never been solved. And I think you're going to find it extremely shocking of the information that they have on this case, and they cannot find who killed Missy Bevers. So we want to share this information, and let's get started. On April 18th, 2016, it was like any other day for fitness instructor Missy Bevers. She was getting ready to teach her 5 a.m. Camp Gladiator class, as she so often did. Despite the rainy weather, she alerted her class via Facebook that it would be moved inside the Creekside Church of Christ from the parking lot so that the group could still get their morning workout in. When students arrived for class, they found Bevers beaten and bludgeoned. They immediately called the police, but it was too late to save her. Despite the church's surveillance footage capturing images of the suspect perpetrator, the case remains unsolved over a half a decade later. Questions still remain about her husband and their troubled marriage, but he has an alibi for the morning of the murder. Terry Missy Beavers was born Terry Leanne Strickland on August 9, 1970 in Graham, Texas. She married Brandon Beavers in 1998 and ended up quitting her job as a teaching assistant so she could spend more time with their 3 daughters. In 2016, Beavers was 45 years old and living in Red Oak, Texas with her family. Her friends and family described her as a ray of light and always willing to help anyone in need. One friend said that she was an amazing woman who was always so nice. Brandon Beavers said of his late wife, she was very passionate about changing people's lives with fitness and changing their mental attitude towards their body and themselves and their abilities in life. And I must say, I needed some Missy Beavers in my life. Wouldn't you say that?
Oh, yeah.
I need someone like that in my life. And sounds like she was out spreading positivity and trying to help people accept themselves and help them get stronger. So we need more Missy Beavers in the world.
Like today.
It makes you wonder who could have possibly done this to her. As we have discussed before in another case for Liz Barraza, could it possibly be jealousy? We've covered cases in the past, and it just makes you wonder. You hear how great these ladies or these gentlemen are, and then all of a sudden they're gone, and you can't find their killer because everybody loved them. And so it makes you wonder if it's somebody watching them from a distance, or maybe even someone close to them that just just is jealous of who they are.
But everyone has their secrets.
Everybody has a secret. Evidently, someone out there still has a secret, and we need to find them quickly. So it was very early in the morning on April 18th, 2016, when Beavers was getting ready to teach a camp gladiator course at the Creekside Church of Christ in Midlothian. This is an exercise group that focuses on full body workouts and nutrition coaching, and many groups practice outside of churches. Beavers often taught this course outside in the church's parking lot, but on that day, April showers rained out the class, so she was going to host inside the church instead. The class was due to start at 5 a.m. The night before her murder, she posted on Facebook, "If it's raining, we're still training." So she is hardcore, guys. She's all about it. Nothing's going to stop her. She is teaching that fitness class that morning, regardless, rain or shine. At this point, before we move on with this story and get further into the details, we want to stop and talk about our merchandise store. It's at sosstudiostore.etsy.com. It's all of our merchandise. We don't have a large selection, but we do have some caps and things that people have asked us about. So we put them on Etsy. And so we just kind of wanted to showcase that for you really quick with a video. Okay, well, thank you guys for taking just a moment to check it out. And
like Semney said, there's not much merchandise as of yet, but here in Houston, it's been a very, very rainy season, and I like my hats. I don't like an umbrella. So check them out. They are amazing.
Good quality.
I have one in every color.
Yes, we do.
To match even my car. So just, check us out. See what you like. Maybe make a purchase.
Hey, even our husbands and our dad wears our caps everywhere they go, and they love them. So check them out, please. We would love to be out in public and see our merchandise. That would be so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you all for that. At least go check us out.
And if you buy something, send us pictures.
Yes, we would love that. Upload those pictures to our social media. All right, so let's get back into the story. When students arrived to attend the fitness class, they found Beavers on the ground with punctured wounds to her head and chest. They immediately contacted the police and emergency services, but it was too late to save Beavers. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The murder of Missy Bevers was Midlothian's first murder in over 7 years, so authorities figured that this wasn't just some random act of violence. The Creekside Church of Christ luckily had surveillance footage from inside the building, so authorities were quick to recover the videos and scour them for clues.
It's just amazing to me that you can have so many videos and still have no idea. I mean, again, Elizabeth Barraza. I mean, it's just 2 cases with tons of videos and nothing is solved.
Yeah, at every angle, too.
And everyone feels so safe with those cameras.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It could be as simple as a branch being in the way, or in this case, what the perpetrator is wearing. It makes me think they knew where those cameras were, or knew cameras were there because of how they dressed. And we'll get into that later. It's the same with the Barraza case. So she's outside doing a garage sale, setting up for garage sale, and someone shows up in like a robe of some sort, and they're kind of covered. And, you would think, well, their car, maybe we could get a license plate. The problem with that is the light shining on the license plate. You can't get any of the numbers. So there's a lot of things that just go wrong. Either they don't get what they need from the camera footage, or the cameras just don't work. And that's another problem. I would much rather have the cameras. So if maybe eventually down the road they find who it is, they still have that as well. And they can analyze that, which in this case, they've done a lot of analyzing, which I give kudos to the police officers for that and the investigators. But the video revealed that someone had broken into the church around 3:50 a.m. wearing SWAT-like gear, perhaps in an effort to look like a police officer. The person was carrying a hammer and wearing a helmet. Beavers arrived at the church around 30 minutes later at 4:18 a.m., but no confrontation or scuffle was caught on video. From their surveillance footage, authorities estimate that the intruder was between 5'2" and 5'7", but they weren't able to determine their gender. And I will say, we're not going to put the video footage in here, but we will put some pictures. The height that they're saying is between 5'2" and 5'7". That's 5 inches. That's a huge difference. That does sound feminine to me, the height. And not saying there are gentlemen that are on the shorter stature, but when you're talking 5'2", 5'7", you kind of want to lean in on it could possibly be a female, probably a larger percentage.
It also looks like someone
rate.
that can't handle the amount of clothing that they have on them.
Yes. Because it's extremely heavy.
Very bulky, very heavy. And it looks like that's not something that they normally wear.
Right. And
their boots look too big.
Their boots look too big. The actual SWAT clothing looks too large to me. Yes. But I did hear a gentleman that used to work on the SWAT team say that can run anywhere from 40 to 60 pounds. Okay. And then when they wear 40 to 60 pounds, that could shrink their height up to 4 inches because of the heaviness of the equipment that they're wearing. So it kind of can vary there, but still watching the videos, and guys, the video is so evil. I'm not even going to lie. It just creeps me out because they are in there walking, hitting things, opening doors. No fear whatsoever. No. They are there for purpose. And they are waiting. And I feel as though they are waiting for Missy Bevers. And she has absolutely no idea what's coming her way. And that is so terrifying to me. Experts say that the suspect had some sort of a limp in the right leg and have described the way the suspect walked as feminine. So even the law enforcement officers and the investigators that watched the videos feel that it's a feminine person, a woman possibly, that did this. Assistant Police Chief Kevin Johnson stated of the suspect video, "We are backing off our statement that the suspect on the video was a man. There's a lot of speculation based on the gait and the appearance that this person could possibly be a woman. It's a legitimate question right now. We no longer will say the suspect is a man. That does not mean I'm saying the suspect is a woman. It's just that at this point, we can't rule it out. We don't know yet." At first, police thought that perhaps Beavers interrupted a burglary in progress and ended up dead as a result. It's thought that Beavers encountered the suspect while she was moving exercise equipment from her truck to the inside of the church. However, there is no evidence that any of the items were taken from the church, making the idea of a burglary gone wrong seem less plausible. In fact, they started to believe that this was a targeted attack. Even though authorities had footage of the suspect, they continued their due diligence and looked into other possible motives and suspects. When authorities began investigating Beavers' husband, it was uncovered that there was a lot of conflict and contention in their marriage. Investigators uncovered financial troubles as well as some affairs, both of which could have been a motive for murder. Beavers had reportedly received an odd message from a man she didn't know on social media network LinkedIn just a few days before she was murdered. She showed the message to a friend who agreed that the message was creepy and strange. So again, she probably had, because she was a very beautiful, fit lady. And if she's a ray of sunshine, she's meeting people, seems like she's a people person. She probably bumped into a lot of people. And it's possible that she bumped into someone who either admired her or became enamored with her. The possibilities are endless in this situation. I don't think, and I'm going to say this before we even get to the end of the video, I don't think that it was anyone in her class, because they do not look fit at all. You know, and these are gladiator. These people are fit. I mean, I just don't think that type of class would be someone of that stature would be going to, personally. Yeah. You don't think so either?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. So it's possible that it could be this creepy guy on LinkedIn that's messaging her.
Or his wife. What if he was married? I mean, you got to look at the fact that, I'm going to go here, a lot of women, if they find out that their spouses are having an affair, their husbands are having an affair, they go after the woman.
Absolutely,
so
they do. Mm-hmm.
It's possible that it could be a woman that, even if Missy Beavers wasn't having an affair with their husband, it doesn't matter. Women get mad when their man looks at another woman.
She might have found the LinkedIn message.
She may have and blamed her. I mean,
women are notorious
women
for
are
that.
Crazy like
Ladies,
that.
Listen.
Sorry, guys, we kind of are.
That's true. Listen, if your man is running around on you, go to him first.
He's the one hurting you, not the
woman. He's the one that broke the bond, not the lady. Not saying she's right, just saying he's the one that broke that bond and that trust. So, go back to him. Leave the ladies alone. And same with men. Just, let's be real here. She might have not even known that anybody was looking at her with that kind of intent.
Yeah.
And that's scary, because that could happen to any of us. In a warrant, police stated that they'd contacted a person of interest who had been communicating with Beavers via LinkedIn starting in January of 2016 up till the time of her death. The messages ultimately turned flirtatious and familiar, according to the documents. Even though the messages had been deleted, authorities were able to recover most of the data. 4 days after Beavers' death, her father-in-law, Randy Beavers, brought in an apparently bloody shirt to a local laundromat to have it cleaned. He allegedly told the employee that the blood was dog blood. Testing on the shirt conducted by authorities confirmed that the blood was indeed animal blood, but that it didn't stop rumors from spreading, that Randy was possibly the culprit in the murder and Brandon Beavers' husband was also involved. And I will give kudos to Midlothian, the people of Midlothian. They were doing their due diligence. They wanted this person caught. And so someone comes in with bloody clothing to a dry cleaners and drops off like, wait a minute, that's Missy Beavers' family member.
They're watching everything.
That's right. And so if you see something, say something. And so kudos and high five to whoever did that. And you know what? That also helped cross out one more person or just one more lead instantly. Kudos to the police and to the investigators for sending that DNA out to make sure it was not human blood. So that was excellent work, guys. Randy apparently has a similar body type to the suspect. And guys, Randy Beavers is Missy Beavers' husband. So Randy apparently has a similar body type to the suspect in the surveillance footage, causing more rumors and conjecture that he was the perpetrator. It should be noted that both Randy and Brandon is Randy's father, have alibis for the morning of the murder. Randy was traveling in California and Brandon was on a fishing trip in Mississippi. And I have read several things and watched several videos, of course. Randy did an annual fishing trip to Mississippi every year. So this was not just I'm going to take a long trip out to Mississippi and do a random fishing trip. He did this annually.
It wasn't a convenience trip.
Yeah, it was just something that he did every year. And Randy's father and mother were in California on a trip as well. So they're across the west side of the country while this is going on. So they did have firm alibis. On the day of Beavers' death, a light-colored 2010 to 2012 Nissan Altima was seen near the church's parking lot around 2 a.m. Law enforcement did not believe that the car was connected to the murders, but they wanted to speak with the driver. Authorities asked anyone with information to come forward, but it's not clear if the lead produced any more clues. A tweet from the Midlothian Police Department trying to garner more information about the light-colored Nissan seen on the morning of Beavers' murder. It says, vehicle of interest, murder investigation of Missy Beavers, 2010 to 2012, silver or light-colored Nissan Altima with oval sticker. So they have pictures of this vehicle. And again, we'll put the pictures up for you to see. You can tell that it's a Nissan Altima, but you cannot see the license plate because of the reflection from the license plate lamps. So when the camera shines on it, it's just nothing but, it's just bright, but you can't see any lettering or no numbers. And that's just how close that they are to finding this person, but yet so far away. And it just pisses me off that these people are getting away with it and it's all on camera. So I hope they're shitting their pants every time they see a YouTube video, because you're going to get caught, just so you know. Eventually, you'll get caught. The Texas Rangers and the FBI were brought in to assist with the case, although answers remained elusive. Beavers' mother-in-law, Marcia Tucker, grew frustrated that no arrests were made in the case after the first month or so. She told People magazine, quote, when they make an arrest, are we going to celebrate, or would we feel bad about celebrating? I don't know how we'd feel, but I'm ready to find out. And I'm sure she's exasperated. It's going to be a double-edged sword. They want to take the person off of the street, but it's not going to bring Missy back. Ultimately, Missy's gone. And it was a brutal death. And I cannot imagine having to deal with your child, adult, small, whatever, being brutally murdered that way. And
I think instead
not
of
finding that person.
It's not a celebration. It's more like you can take a breath.
Justice. Take a breath and then get ready, because the battle is moving into war now, and we're gonna put this person behind bars so they can't hurt anyone else. Because Missy shouldn't die in vain. And as long as this person's not caught, there's a possibility that that can happen.
Absolutely.
So we're going to try to help that out today. Tucker also has stated that her son and Beavers' husband, Brandon, has been cleared in the murder. I know he has absolutely been cleared and he's okay. As for the other people who have been brought into question, I feel for them if they're innocent. However, authorities have not publicly announced that Brandon is cleared. So we're going to announce that today. Brandon Beavers, Missy's husband, has been cleared. He is not a suspect. So, you know, he's innocent. Another woman was targeted with theories that she was trying to get revenge on Beavers because her husband, a co-worker from Kent Gladiator, was paying too much attention to her. The woman also had a similar build to the suspect on the surveillance footage. And there again, here we are with the jealous wife. That Missy's probably just being friendly. I don't know. Being nice. And, you know, ladies, there's men out there that just flirt. That's just their personality. And you just try to be nice and move on.
Well, and there are women out there that do that. I mean,
yes,
we have friends that do that.
It's just personalities most of the time. And so we shouldn't, as women, be on guard, or even men be on guard all the time thinking someone's going to come in and kill us because we had a conversation with someone's spouse. That is, again, that's scary. And I hope that that's not what happened to Missy. I hope none of it's going to be good, but I really hope it wasn't due to some sort of...
because that's not worth it. I mean,
no.
My husband flirted with her.
Well, what if he flirts with another
So
woman?
She's got to go. Yeah, what are you going to do? Take them all out?
Are you going to take them all out? I mean, it's scary to think there's personalities like that.
And we're not dogging the women. We are women.
Yes.
We're just saying we know we can be a little on the crazy side sometimes.
Yeah, especially when we're young. Because I'm not going to lie, I had some crazy days when I was younger. But, you know, listen, if they're going to run around on you, they're going to do it no matter what. Okay? It ain't the woman's fault.
That's right. It's not the woman's fault.
No. But trust me, he'll move on. Okay? If that's the kind of guy he is, why are you with him anyway?
And there's someone better out there.
That's right. So ultimately, the law enforcement was forced to confront the multitude of online rumors. And after interviewing this woman, they cleared her. A Midlothian police officer sent a strongly worded email to one of the online sleuths about the woman. I would suggest you quit targeting her. We have talked to her and cleared her. So she has been cleared. Thank God. We would not want that to happen to anyone. So thank God she was cleared. I don't have a name on this lady, nor would I put it out there, but at least she was cleared. Beavers' surviving family has also grown tired of the online speculation and harassment. It's been a little over 8 years since Beavers was murdered, and in that time, many theories and speculations have been put forth to try and explain what happened to her and why. Many have speculated that either Beavers' husband Brandon or his father-in-law Randy had something to do with her murder. Indeed, over half of women who are murdered in the U.S. are killed by an intimate partner like a husband or boyfriend, and this is true. And that is a huge percentage. Most of the time, if it's not directly done by the spouse, they'll pay someone to do it for them while they're off on a trip. I do know that the police checked all of that out and none of that was found. That's why Brandon has been cleared. They also have children.
Did Brandon have someone that was eyeing him that wanted to get her out of the way?
I haven't even thought about that. No, I've not seen anything about that. But that is a huge possibility.
I mean, he might not have even known about it, but
that could be very true. I just watched a show on Netflix, Baby Reindeer.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, y'all. That could be.
Yes.
That could be definitely. Wow. I'm impressed.
Just saying there are so many
possibilities.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, no, I had not thought about that. Brandon, I know that
he may not have even known anything.
I know that you're not actively searching at this point in time, but that is a possibility. There could have been a woman out there who was vying for your attention or was jealous of Missy because of that. So that definitely could be a component or could be a possibility. I didn't even think about it. Well, that blows my mind.
I love when that happens.
I love that.
It doesn't happen often, guys.
That's okay. We would hope that we wouldn't have to speculate on any of these, that at least maybe they get solved or that there would be no murders. That would even be better. But unfortunately, sometimes you have to think outside of the box and kind of think like a killer just to try to solve the problem or to try to think what could have happened.
My thing is they all went to who did Missy know?
Yes.
But did they go for who someone else knew?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. However, in this case, both the husband and the father-in-law have alibis for the morning of the murder that took place. And of course, we all know they were completely out of the state of Texas. Neither one of them were near Texas. It's true that there could have been some discrepancies in their alibis or that one of them snuck back to the church to murder Beavers that morning. But I would hope that authorities would have ruled those possibilities earlier on. And I believe that they did. I truly believe that was the first thing that they looked at. And probably within the first 2 to 3 weeks, all of that was handled. I think it was fairly easy. They're going to look at their financials, digital payments, cash withdrawn. They're going to look at all of that. And so he's been cleared, cell phone records, anything like that. So he's been cleared. That's good enough for me. At this point, I'm sure that the law enforcement would have found a paper trail if it had been a paid hit. Brandon Beavers had plane tickets and a car rental receipt showing he was in Mississippi. Knowing this, the investigators did their due diligence. Brandon and his father both had rock-solid alibis. Due to the fact that there were financial and infidelity troubles in the Beavers' marriage, some speculate that Brandon might have been looking for a way out. He is no longer interested in finding his wife's killer, raising suspicion that he might have somehow been involved in the murder. The children see and hear the daily anxiety I have in finding this person, and I think that they are tired of the mentality this puts on our day-to-day life. They want normalcy and happiness. I want justice, but I too fear the reality of bringing this case or person to trial and the emotional uncertainty that may go with it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it takes a long time to find the person. It's been years, and it's going to take years to
to bring him
to justice.
Yeah.
Once they do figure out who might have done it.
And not to mention the financial drain that it puts on a person. Now he's a single dad trying to raise his daughters. I'm sure that they need to go to college and things like that. So he's just thinking, look, let's just push on and let's just move on with it. Not that he doesn't want it solved, but he can't concentrate on that because he still has 2 daughters that he needs to raise. And so I respect that. At least he came right out and said it. Not that he doesn't want it solved. It's just he's not going to put all of his energy into that. He needs to put his energy into loving his daughters and keeping
which are his priorities.
Absolutely. Because he's got to worry about their emotional, mental health at that point as well, because they also lost their mother. And so not only did he lose a wife, but they lost a mother. So I respect his decision on that. Let the law enforcement do their job, and he will do his and raise his girls. Because infidelity was revealed during law enforcement's investigation, some have suggested that perhaps the wife of one of Beavers' affair partners took matters into her own hands. That being said, there's no evidence publicly available about any specific affair partners or their spouses holding a grudge or otherwise threatening violence against Beavers. Some of Beavers' family members think that she was targeted. Her husband, Brandon, has since stated that he thinks someone targeted his wife. I believe she was targeted. That's my opinion. Aside from a jealous affair partner, though, who would have wanted to target Beavers? And again, there's that jealousy word popping back up. And I don't care what people do inside their own marriages. From what I gather, he had affairs, she had affairs. So that leaves a wide open.
Well, again, why does it go to...
Yes.
Her affairs and women with him? It could be on his side.
It could be.
He may not know, but it could be on his side.
Well, yeah, because if he had affairs and maybe one of those women fell in love with him, she's mad because maybe he didn't leave his wife for her.
Exactly.
It leaves the lane so wide open for speculation.
And it was clearly targeted because
obviously
they were waiting for her in the church and took off after.
Mm-hmm.
What else were they doing?
Well, this Nissan Altima that they are looking to speak to someone, the person that was driving it. There was a sporting goods store down the street from the church that they had noticed that this same car was circling and parking in that parking area not too long prior to going down to the church and circling and then parking and breaking into the church. So they were just killing some time, maybe scoping it out, seeing if anybody was there, just scoping the area out. And so they have this car on 2 different video cameras. The problem is, although they know it's light color, it could be a gold, it could be a white. Those cars come in a gold color as far as light colors and white.
It had been raining.
Silver.
So that kind of makes the vision a little...
Makes it reflects off. So either one of those cameras did not have the license plate was not available. They couldn't see it. And I will tell you, Nissan Altimas are one of the #1 vehicles Nissan sells. So there are so many in that area and all around the state of Texas. It's going to literally be impossible to locate that vehicle specifically to someone. They would be still searching today if that be the case. So they just got lucky. That's all I can say. They got lucky, and hopefully not for long. What do we think happened? Well, my personal opinion is I think she was absolutely targeted.
100%.
There is a video that the police have seen. They have not released this portion of it, but I had seen where a podiatrist that was brought in to study the perpetrator's gait and his walk said that he had seen the video. And as Missy Bevers comes in, she goes into the room. She's going to be teaching the class. And while she's in there, she gets startled by hearing tapping, someone beating on the wall. It's almost like they're taunting her. And she stops and listens. And then she goes back to what she's doing. And then the noise starts again. So she walks out of this room and encounters her perpetrator. So I just feel absolutely they were trying to terrify her right up to the very end. And honestly, with a hammer or a pick or a knife, anything like that, when someone is murdered that way, that is extremely personal and very vindictive. And I have no doubt that she was definitely targeted. Yeah.
There's no way that was a crime of opportunity.
Oh, no, there's no way. They didn't steal anything.
They didn't steal anything.
No.
They were dressed and ready to go.
Yeah. They were
waiting at the church, which
covered their face.
You have to know that she's going to be there at that time and know your way around that church.
Well, they say that the only thing she posted about the change of her timing was on Facebook, but it was a private Facebook messaging to her group. It wasn't, it wasn't out there for all the social media on Facebook to see, but it was for this specific group. So it kind of makes you wonder, it had to be someone that knew her, knew of her scheduling.
Because she's usually not inside the church.
Yeah, she's usually outside. So they knew that she was going to be in there that day. And they were waiting. They were walking. They were waiting.
They thought, hey, I've got my time.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining. She's inside.
Yeah.
Here it is.
And at this point, probably about a 15 to 20 minute span between the time she gets there. And from what I gather, Missy Bevers was very prompt. And so when she said she was going to be somewhere at a specific time, she was going to be there and ready to go. And so this person knew that. This person, they wasted no time. They got in there long enough waiting for her, and then they did what they needed to do to taunt her and terrorize her before they did what they did to her.
And I feel like church is like that secondary place to your home that you feel safe. So she never in a million years saw that coming.
Yeah. Well,
she felt safe there.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be honest, I would definitely, without a doubt, feel safe in a church.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the place that she's probably been 100 times and probably knows most of the people there and knew who was coming to her class, probably felt very comfortable with them. I will tell you that where I work, I get there early. And I feel very comfortable if no one is there walking in and making coffee and doing what I need to do, go about my day. And it never would dawn on me that someone could be on the other side of that door waiting to bash my head in or to stab me. Because I feel somewhat safe there. So I can't imagine. That is just terrorizing. And it's scary to think, and it's so sad. This person needs to be taken off the streets. It's so important. I really think that if this person did this to her, they walked with such conviction and arrogance. It almost feels like they maybe have done it before. I can't imagine.
They felt so comfortable.
They felt so comfortable in their skin.
That's what's scary.
Yes, they felt comfortable in their skin.
Like
and
no one else is going to walk in.
I don't even think they cared if they did. Like, what if someone would have gotten there?
They're walking around like they
own the place. Like they own the place. Yeah, they're there for purpose and intent. And I don't know. It just seems like they were so comfortable that it's hard to believe this would have been their first time. And they were so comfortable in the situation that it makes me think that they would be comfortable with doing it again.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's terrifying.
Yeah. I feel that, if they hadn't done it again, it's the only reason they're that comfortable is because they know the place up and down.
Yes. And I will tell you, there's some suspects that a lot of people really bet their money on. I am not going to say their names today. We're not going to share them because the law enforcement they've interrogated them. They've spoken with them. But they've not been brought forward as 100% suspect. So I won't say their names, but I've watched videos, and you can go online, do your own research. There's a gentleman that knew Missy very well and attended that church. And he has the same walk, the same footing. His right foot goes out. He's about the same body shape, but he's a lot taller than what the investigators are saying that this perpetrator is. So that kind of will throw you off a little bit. But he's very familiar with those grounds. He would be very familiar with the cameras. And so it makes you think, this person was very comfortable, even in that church.
Or even someone who had been a member of that church.
Yeah. Could have been someone who became bitter.
Yeah. Who might have left and gone somewhere else, and they still know the church.
Yeah, because folks, as we know, with like J.P. Miller, not everybody that goes to church have good intentions. We've seen that recently. Even though this is an older case, there's a lot of things coming to light, and not everybody that goes to church has good intention. A lot of times, they're wolf in sheep's clothing and looking for the vulnerable. So it's highly probable it could have been someone from that church. And I hate to say that, but at this point, everybody's a suspect. Mm-hmm. And I just feel bad for this cute little town. I've been there. I've actually driven by the church. I've eaten in Midlothian. It's just a cute little town. And I know that it's just been really hard on them, and they want to get it solved. So authorities continue to receive tips in the Missy Beaver case, over 3,000 tips as of 2021. However, the case remains unsolved despite media attention. Authorities are still treating the case as an active investigation rather than a cold case, according to all news sources. There is a $150,000 reward made by an anonymous donor for information in the Missy Beaver case. If you have any information regarding this case, please contact the Midlothian Police Department at 972-775-3333 or Crime Stoppers of Ellis County at 972-937-7297. So guys, what do you think about the Missy Bevers case? Do you think that she was targeted? Do you think it was random? Do we think it's jealousy? I think
a little bit of everything.
I think that Tiffany has solved the murder. Now we just need to go take names and kick some asses. I think that is a high probability. I really do.
You got to check everywhere.
You got to check everywhere. You got to think outside the box. So yeah, just tell us what you think.
We want to hear it all.
We want to hear it all.
All of it.
There's a lot to this case. But yeah, do you think it'll ever be solved? I pray truly that it gets solved. We need this person off the streets. It terrifies me to think I could just be somewhere in a church or at work and someone's on the other side waiting to bash my head in. That just freaks me out, guys. Freaks me out. Yeah, so with that being said, please share with a comment. If you know any information, please reach out to the police, and still keep the Beaver family in your prayers. They're living their day-to-day life, but this is always going to be in the back of their head, and we'd love to get it solved for them, just for answers. And may Missy Bevers rest in peace. And I think the sooner we get this person off the streets, the sooner she can rest in peace. So with that being said, until our next episode,
see the good
and
stay imperfectly perfect.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave us a comment. Thank you guys.
Bye,
See you next time.
Bye.